Hi everyone, it's Mitch here with the Puck Dogs. Day after the Super Bowl. It doesn't have to be the day after the Super Bowl for me to be in a bad mood on a Monday. We should just call them Bad Mood Mondays from now on, because that's pretty much what it is. But, you know, of course, we got free picks on everything, every game, every day. And, of course, at Pick Dogs. And, of course, here in the live show, we give out tons of picks. So we were talking before the show, and it's like direct messaging these guys or me, for picks. Don't do it. It's like I think we give out plenty for free, and it's like there's nothing that they can tell you or I can tell you in a direct message or email that I can't tell you in the Facebook groups. I only have to answer the question once. It's like, at the very least. It's like if it's a premium pick, I can answer the question once. It's a premium pick. But I don't understand what gives people the right or think that they have the right, that they're better than everybody else, that they should get personalized service or something like like I owe you this or something. It's like, millions and millions of people are now hooking on to Pick Dogs. How many views did we have last month? Let's see. This is a free service that Brian Bittler actually turned me on to. That shows YouTube stats, and it tells you how many views we've had in the last month and all this stuff. So the last 30 days, 1,293,803 views on our YouTube channel. What I'm talking about is that people, instead of this guy, what are you talking about? What I'm talking about is that Rod is saying that people are instant messaging him at 3 o'clock in the morning. And he probably has notifications turned on his phone because he hasn't been doing this long enough to realize, how selfish some people are. That's what we're talking about. Is that it's not okay. It's like, why wouldn't you just put it in the Facebook group? There's nothing, it's not like he's going to tell you some top secret pick, that he doesn't want anybody else to know. Either he wants everybody to know or he just wants nobody to know. It's like, you're everybody's special. I was going to say you're not special, but everybody's special. Right? We're all special. Rod, you holding out on any picks for me today? Anything that I should send you a direct message for and ask?
I got 4 over here. I'm just hiding away.
Who do you like to win the Super Bowl yesterday? Chris, who's going to catch the first pass for the Chiefs? We can start talking about yesterday's games, but so the Super Bowl, just a quick, I think people want us to address the game. I thought it was a well contested game. I thought both teams had plenty of chances. I don't understand how Patrick Mahomes is considered the MVP of that game when Damian Williams carried that team on his back. If anything, I thought the cornerback for the Chiefs did a really nice job in that one, kind of shutting down. Emmanuel Sanders was kind of a non-entity there. And I thought for the 49ers that if they were going to win, it was going to be Deebo Samuel was going to be the MVP. But I said it at halftime, Damian Williams and Deebo Samuel, and I didn't think anything happened in the second half of the game to take me off of that. I know that Mahomes might have thrown a ball to a wide open guy, but Damian Williams scored the last 2 touchdowns of the game, and he basically dominated the first half for them. So I'm not really sure how he wasn't the MVP, but no idea.
I agree with you. I don't know how he didn't do enough to warrant an MVP.
Is it bad mood Monday here? I'm always in a bad mood. I'm just going to sit here and criticize everything, and I think that's what we'll do on Mondays from now on. I'll just get it all out of my system. Any other quick notes here about the game, Chris? I lost. I had the Niners. I had the under, so I went kind of 500 on the game. I really, like I made the post in the Facebook group, and I say all the time about the Super Bowl. It's just another game. It's like unless you really love it, or unless there's some really good live in-game action, like we had with that Patriots-Falcons games a few years ago, it's rarely going to ever be a game that impacts me one way or the other. There's just too much money on the game to find a horrific line on it. So,
Yeah, no, it's like you said, it's another game. It's one of those things where, if you go hang out with some friends, have some food, and if you place like dollar bets on props between 4 or 5 or however many you have during the game, you play your squares, you do whatever, but it's nothing to lose your house over. It's nothing to go absolutely crazy on. And that's, that was what we did yesterday. It was fantastic.
So we got just 3 NHL games today. We got a monster card tomorrow. We're going to probably mix up the format. We're still messing with the format. This is always a work in progress. I think starting tomorrow with that giant card, because we have a big college basketball card too. And I want to keep these shows. I don't mind going a little bit, but there's no reason to have this giant show and go over every single game when we've already gone over every single game of Pick Dogs. I think what we'll do is we'll just kind of keep it to a games I would bet. I would consider betting type show, and I think that's more the focus here, because we've already done all that other stuff. I did all these other videos of all these games. I've given out premium picks, so those are the games that I generally bet. But there's other games that I bet that aren't premium picks, and I can go over those on the show, and then these guys can kind of do the same thing, as opposed to going through the Red Wings versus the Lightning at minus 478. It's like it just doesn't. Who cares? Does anybody care unless you got it in the bird cage?
Yeah.
The universal symbol for bird cage. Anyway, it's Bad Mood Monday. We're just going to sit here and complain about everything and give out some picks. So I'm always crabby on Monday. It's weird because I work the same every day, right? I work the same every single day, but every Monday I just seem to be in just a crap mood on this show. I don't know what it is. Maybe I don't know. I'm not sure what it is. I don't stay up any later. I have burritos every Sunday for dinner, and I'm just not really sure what it is. But every Monday I wake up tired. But okay, let's look at the NHL. We only have 3 games today, so we can actually go over these. Chris, Leafs, Panthers, Rangers, Stars, and Flyers, Red Wings. Chris, just have a way at it. I'm gonna sit here and think of something else to complain about. It is Bad Mood Mondays here on the Puck Dog Show.
The airing of grievances. So start. I like Toronto on the puck line against Florida. And I like the over 6.5 in that game. I just think this is a game where Toronto remembers the 8-4 thumping that the Panthers gave them on the road not too long ago. I think this is a nice revenge spot for Toronto, and they're playing some pretty good hockey right now. I think it's a 5-3 game, so I take Toronto on the puck line. I also like Dallas laying the minus 135 against the Rangers. The Rangers got a pair of back-to-back wins, but they came against the Red Wings. Doesn't really do much for me. Dallas is playing the better hockey over the course of the year. I'll take Dallas here. I like Philly laying the minus 1.5 against Detroit. Detroit looks like they're headed for another double-digit losing streak. I think that'd be their 3rd of the season, which is absolutely insane. Florida's not the same team that they are on the road compared to what they are at home, but they're a better option than Detroit right now. So I'll take Philly on the puck line.
How about you, Rob?
I'm with you on Dallas. I think Dallas beats the Rangers. They're just a better team overall, playing better overall this year. I like Dallas on the puck line. I think they can. I see like a 4-2 game. I'm going to take Florida over Toronto. I'm going to go the other way. I see this as a 1-goal game. I wouldn't even mind Florida at plus 1.5. I love the over. I see a 4-3 game here. Toronto's 2-4. For some reason, they just haven't played as well at home. And squeaked out the win over Ottawa. They were lucky to win that one. So give me Florida here. They're way better than Ottawa. I think they're going to give Toronto a run today. And I can't bet Detroit. Give me the Flyers on the puck line. And for me, I'm going a 2-teamer. Give me Flyers on the puck line, Dallas on the puck line.
So, Rod, you cut out on the first pick a little bit there. It's just the internet connection thing. It is what it is. But, another thing is people ask Rod to post his picks because his voice cuts out sometimes. But, at the end of these shows, we recap all the picks. So there's really no need for that either. I think what I'm trying to say to everybody is that I'm trying to do as much as I can, and I think the guys are too. And we're spread so thin right now. As I said, I have an announcement that's coming up, but as you guys also have probably realized now, I haven't made the announcement, so everything is being pushed back and pushed back. But in the meantime, we're cut paper thin with our staff. I mean, Chris wrote, I don't know, 16 articles last month or something. I don't know. How many articles did you write last month, Chris? 400?
I think he said on the week it was like 422 or something like that.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. Which is like, that's like 15 articles a day, is what that is. On top of doing the show, so it's like we're doing the best that we can. I'm doing 30 videos a day. I'm not like leaving the guys out to dry on the writing, and saying, man, we're working really hard. It's like I'm also doing 30 videos a day, along with handling all the stuff on the back end for the big announcement and for some other stuff too. So it's been quite a process. So I'm just trying to streamline the efforts until we can expand things. I've gotten a few emails from people that want to join our team, but most of these emails that I'm getting, the people are emailing me like you're emailing your homie or something. It's like, treat it like you're applying for a position, because while I have fun and while I say the F word and any other word right out there, nothing's really ever off limits. And the further I get away from being on the air, the more those words come out. But at the same time, I do take this stuff really seriously, and that's why we get the results that we do, and that's why so many people tune in. And while we always have fun and we always care about all those things, you could ask Chris, man. I take this stuff dead serious, man, when the camera goes off. So, anyways, treat it as such. And if you have something to offer us, and to join our team, if you know something about cricket, I mean, we don't have much cricket coverage here. We don't have any. We have tennis. We got one guy covering it. Probably could use a little help there. If you want to cover, March Madness or something, we already have college basketball people. It's like the season's almost over. If you want to cover something like baseball, right? The season's like in a month. Now is the time. Fantasy sports. Now's the time. It's like, don't wait till every year I get an email around March 1st or March, the day they release the bracket, of someone who wants to write college basketball on the site. Yeah, okay, Chris, we're just going to replace you for March Madness. I know you did the haul all season long, and now you get to the fun part, and we'll just replace your ass. What do you think?
Okay, see you.
It's been a good run. I appreciate it. Thank you for your service. Please take this pen as our parting gift. It is notice it's I think it's a Paper Mate. Look at that.
Oh.
Extra fine. I bought these by mistake. They're extra fine. They write like crap. I mean, I guess Paper Mate's now going to say I'm defaming them too, right? But it's just pretty interesting stuff, So Chris, enjoy your pen. Thanks for your thank you for your service. No, but I mean, in all seriousness, if you have something and you want to write on this site's going to blow up. I've done. If you ever look at the rankings of sports betting websites, I've built personally 2 of the biggest ones ever built. And I know for a fact this one will be bigger than all of them combined, because I've done it before, so I've seen the pattern. And the stuff we're doing on YouTube, no one's ever done that before. I'm waiting for someone to take a shot at me with it, but no one has stepped up to the plate. And believe me, we're only getting started there too, as well. Maybe we could have a crappy studio show.
Yes.
I'm going to get... Happy Valentine's Day, guys. I'm getting you green screens. You can show bowling on the back, from a sports book. I only show a background of a sports book for you guys if it's bowling. Or what's that thing from the like the Scottish games or the Olympics? Hammer throw?
Hammer throw?
Yeah.
And it's like maybe we should make our own pictures for the green screen. I wanted to remember when Marshawn Lynch was big on the Skittles and he used to go in the end zone like this and they used to throw the Skittles on him. We could do that with crisp, but coffee crisps.
Yeah.
Be just like raining coffee crisps from the crowd. the Skittles. That would be fun. We'll have to do something like that. All right, let's get to some more games here. We'll go back to college hoops. Kind of a odd, it's the Monday schedule in college hoops, and this is just the way that it is. Monday is always the lightest day in sports. It doesn't matter what time of year it is. It's always the lightest day, unless like New Year's Day is on a Monday and they have the college football there, or even when they have March Madness, right? Monday's the dead day, the day after they announce the brackets, even like the NIT and all that other stuff. Even when conference tournaments are going on, even the big conferences, Monday is the dead day. So Monday is still the dead day today. But, we got some interesting stuff here. Florida State and North Carolina. I'll look at this one first. There's nothing that North Carolina's done this year that has inspired me at all. Same thing with Kansas, Texas. Rod has been on Kansas a ton this season. They bit him in the ass repeatedly. I think today's his day. And Baylor against Kansas State. I don't know, man. They just keep trying to keep these Baylor lines in single digits, and they keep winning by double digits. I think eventually it's going to come around, but I like all the favorites in those three games. Chris, what are you thinking?
I'm on the exact same thing. I looked at the Florida State line, and I'm like, I thought North Carolina getting Cole Anthony back would help, but it's maybe that case of inserting a player back into the lineup causing chemistry issues, and they lost to Boston College. And I don't think
what's their excuse? Even with him out, what is their excuse?
Yeah, exactly. So there's still talent there. There was no reason that they should have been losing those games left and right. But yeah, I'm going to lay the points for Florida State. Baylor, they're just the better team. Kansas State's having a down year, even at home. I just think that Baylor's going to be too much. So I'll lay the 7. And Kansas, Texas. This is a crazy line, but again, it's a pick against Texas more than anything. Kansas has been steamrolling teams for the most part. They had that close game against Texas Tech on the weekend, but I think this is all Kansas here, so I'd lay the 14.5.
For me, I'll take Baylor too. Give me Baylor minus the 6.5. And the Florida State, I think Florida State at home hasn't been a great cover team this year. That's for sure. I think 9.5 is too many. I think they win, but I think North Carolina covers the plus 9.5. Florida State is 0-4 ATS their last 4 games, and they're 1-5 ATS at home. I think they win, but I don't think they cover. I'm gonna take North Carolina plus 9.5 there. And yeah, I'm going to take Kansas minus 14.5. 6-0 straight up their last 6. 5-1 ATS their last 6. So I'm guessing that one ATS was the last one, Texas Tech. So give me Kansas.
We've got NBA card today. We got 10 games. So the NBA kind of taking center stage here. Well, it actually is taking center stage. Got the big one in Indiana. I think there's a few feature games here, and then we have a few other games. I think the big games here, Indiana-Dallas is a big game. Philadelphia-Miami is a big game. And I think somewhat the Clippers-Spurs is somewhat of a big game. I've gone over these games already, but I think this Clippers-Spurs is kind of the interesting one. It's like the Spurs have been covering spreads, 6-4 against the number, 12-9 against the number on the road, despite that 8-14 record. But it seems to me that the Clippers are one of these teams, kind of like how the Raptors were last year with Kawhi. When they really want to turn it on, all they got to do is flip a switch. And it's like, you always say, well, you can't just flip a switch. I don't know. Kawhi teams seem to be able to flip a switch. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Chris, any of those 3 games, opinions on the big games, and then we'll kind of go over the rest of the board.
Well, the 2 that I had written down on my board were the first 2 games that you mentioned. I like Indiana minus 5 against Dallas. Dallas had that nice comeback against Houston, rallying from like 20 points down to cover late. But I just think Indiana's a team that's going to be able to exploit the lack of presence of Luka Doncic, and this one's still going to miss, I think, the next 4 games after this one. So I'll lay the 5 with Indiana. And I like Miami laying the 3 points against Philadelphia. Philadelphia on the road, not a team I'm trying to back. And Miami, played extremely well at home this year. I think Miami wins, so I'll lay in 3 points here.
Yeah, I like the Heat too. Give me the Heat minus 2.5. 76ers are still crap on the road. I like Indy over Dallas. I think Indy. Stat I looked at, I think Indy's 4-0 after a loss, straight up. So give me Indy here. And I think I'll go with the Spurs. I think it seems like one of those days the Clippers just kind of like float along. It doesn't seem like a hammer day. So give me the Spurs plus 10.
So we got a bunch of other games here. The Timberwolves back on the road against the Kings. This is a rematch of that wild one where the Kings had the roaring comeback. We also got the Pistons on the road at Memphis. You know, Memphis, after that loss at New Orleans, maybe the public not as in love with them, but really the line has been hammered, 1.5 in line movement. Celtics going from 5.5 to 6 this morning, and we know what the Golden State Warriors are up to. And what's the get-in price on that Knicks Cavs game at Cleveland?
I hope it's pretty.
Any of these gems light it up for you?
I want to see how much the ticket prices are for the Knicks and Cavs. Yeah, for me, I like Boston, Atlanta. I like Boston laying the 6 points. Atlanta's been a really good cover team at home, but I just think this is where Boston sort of needs to take advantage of scheduling spots and needs to sort of turn it on. So I'll take Boston lay the 6. Yeah, that's all I really like here.
I'm the other way. Give me Atlanta at home here, plus the 6. I think they come out and they fight. Atlanta's been always fighting. You give me Atlanta plus 6. Memphis, give me Memphis minus 7.5. That's one of the top. Traveled so well on the road here. Memphis win by double digits, I think. And I like the Wiz at home. Give me the Wiz minus 5 at home.
Cheapest seats for Knicks at Cavs, $6.30.
I think I might be able to score freebie, man, at that price. And that's so anyways, all this typing you hear me doing in the background, I'm going back and forth with one of the t-shirt printers that I used in the past. Not the one that I used for the last one from my last website, or not the ones that you've seen on the website. The ones that did the black and gray version of the other website's shirts, my old black and gray ones. And to me, those were the best ones we ever did, as far as like the quality of the shirt and the comfort and everything like that. I love those shirts, man. And so looking at pricing and all that other stuff, and of course the issue is never the pricing of the shirt, it's the shipping of the shirts to me. So you might have to figure out a plan B where I ship it to somebody I know on the mainland and they ship it to me, or we get like my nephews to mail out the shirts from their dorm room or something, you know, and get them to do that. But we'll have to figure it out, and then maybe get some golf shirts for the Puck Dogs and myself and Steve Monahan and maybe anyone else that is going to join our team. But anything else, guys? It's kind of a short card. You see anything else that we didn't go over? No, Djokovic wins Australian Open. Right. Over Thiem, 5 sets. Anyone care? What if they had an event and nobody noticed?
That's his eighth U.S. or 8 Australian Open.
I swear they could hold the Olympics across the street from my house, and outside of like being a little bit more traffic than usual, I wouldn't even know it. I mean, these are like events that I don't really, you know. I mean, there are events out there that I don't care about, and it's like, you know, one of them's track, you know, and it's like they could have the Olympics, I mean, literally across the street from my house. I probably wouldn't go.
I like the Winter Olympics. I'm a Winter Olympic guy. I guess that's from being from Canada. I like watching bobsledding and luge and
I think I like it, but I think the TV coverage, the way that they do it now, has just destroyed it. You know, it's just not as
it's
fun
not
as it
good.
used to be. Back in the day, it used to just be on ABC, and they were great at it. You know, and when it moved to NBC, it definitely lost a lot of the luster. You know, to me, just not the same. Like back when Franz Klammer won, you know, the downhill, it was exciting. You know, just better coverage. Also, you know, the athletes weren't paid back then, so it was a little different. I don't know if it was different or not in that respect. Maybe I was just younger. It's like I cared a lot more. I used to also watch Battle of the Network Stars, so what the hell do I know? Anyways, yeah, I mean, a lot of people love tennis, and that's why we cover it at Pick Dogs. And we're going to have a tennis show starting with the next tournament. I'll tell you exactly when we're starting the tennis show. This is going to be fun. You want to sit here? You know, I sat here with the Puck Dogs for a couple months already, talking about a sport I know nothing about. You want to see a show with the sport that I know very little about? You watch our tennis show. It's going to be a gem. We have Liam Rickson's going to be hosting our tennis show with me, and Liam is in London, so we'll get some a London take on the whole thing. He's actually a really nice guy, super educated about tennis, and I look forward to doing the show with him. So he's saying,
is that for Wimbledon, maybe?
No, we're gonna do it. He sent me an email recently. I just can't find it. It was on the 26th. I know that. Oh, wait a minute. I looked. I don't know what it is. I think it's like
the French Open is the next major one.
Yeah, we're gonna do either. You know how I do it. Either we're doing all or we're doing nothing.
Oh, okay.
It's the next tournament, whatever it is. The next.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right.
So, anyways, you guys want to do a recap? Did we actually talk about anything on this show? I'm way crabby today, so just not in the mood. We could talk about that for a little bit if you guys want. Anyways, Chris, tell us what it's all about. You got something. All right, we're good. Wow, I just realized you're in 4K. Go ahead. 4K, Chris.
Happen to me. Okay, I like Toronto on the puck line against Florida. I like the over 6.5 in that game as well. I like Dallas minus 135 against the Rangers. I like Philly on the puck line against Detroit. College hoops. I like Florida State minus 9.5 against North Carolina. Baylor minus 7 against Kansas State. And Kansas minus 14.5 against Texas. NBA, the 3 games I like Indiana minus 5 against Dallas. Miami minus 3 against Philadelphia, and Boston minus 6 against Atlanta.
Yeah, if anyone is interested in joining our team covering any of this stuff, you know, by all means, Mitch at pickdogs.com. Like I said, I got a big announcement, and it's like we are pretty much running on a bare bones team right now. We have the best in the business, but if you want to join us, send me an email, Mitch at pickdogs.com. Don't make it a hey bro email though, because I will ignore it. Treat it seriously. I mean, it's not something you'd be doing for free, and so treat it like a job, because that's what it is. Speaking of jobs, Rod, what's up?
Alrighty. We'll start with the NBA. I like the Heat minus 2.5 today. I like Indy over Dallas here minus 5. Give me the Magic over Charlotte here minus 4.5. I like Atlanta plus 6 over Boston. Love Memphis minus 7.5 over Detroit. I like Sacramento minus 2 for me. One of these. Give me the Heat, the Wiz, and Indy. College basketball. Give me Kansas minus 14.5. Baylor minus 6.5. And I'm going to go North Carolina plus 9.5 at Florida State. I think Florida State wins, but I don't think they cover. Hockey, I'm going to go Dallas on the puck line over the Rangers. They're just the better team there. And battle in Toronto, I'm going to go with Florida on the money line. And I love the over in that game as well. And I love the Flyers on the puck line. Flyers -1.5, which gives me my two-teamer of the day. Flyers on the puck line, Dallas on the puck line. Two-teamer. Best bet of the day, give me Memphis.
Oh.
Memphis -7.5.
Best bet of the day, Memphis -7.5. Everyone else, any bird cages? Any nothing?
Yeah, the bird cage for me is Heat -2.5, Wiz -5, Indy -5.
You guys can't see me, but I'm doing the universal pick dogs bird cage. Anyways, I don't have any recap for you guys. I have all my videos. I did a pick on every single game out there today in college basketball and NBA. I did a video on it. Well, not the crappy little ones I didn't do, but I did one of those on. I did one of those on our Spread Knowledge show, so you guys could catch it there. But anyways, it's a bad mood Monday. You know, I don't know what it is about Monday. I'm just always in a lousy mood. So maybe we'll have to figure something out. Maybe better coffee, stronger coffee. I have no idea, man. But I'm working behind the scenes. I've done a lot of typing during the show. It's because I'm going back and forth with the t-shirt people and the tech people and all this other stuff. But if you're interested in joining our team, shoot me an email. Don't say, yo, bro, I'm awesome at picking. Say, here's my, here's what I cover. Here's why I'm qualified to write on your site. Look at the articles that are on the site. Are you qualified to do that? And how many of those can you do? A day, or it's like how well can you cover the tournament? I mean, posting an article at 5 o'clock when the game started at 7, saying, just writing down 4 teams that you like, that doesn't do it. That's not what we do. So anyways, I'm sure you're great at it. It's just not what we do. Anyways, thanks guys for joining me. Got it down to a half hour today. Of course, we have a limited schedule. Tomorrow we got a big slate of college basketball. Went down the list. It looked like there was about 10 big games in college basketball, 13 NHL games tomorrow, and a light NBA schedule as they try and do a catch-up. They're going to do a catch-up later on in the week where it's like they're going to start hammering these games. And I'm going to guess the NBA All-Star game has got to be soon, When is that? Because they always kill the schedule, right? The NBA, they love taking time off, but let's see what they do this year for the All-Star game. It's got to be like soon.
February 16th.
And then what do? They take like the week off before, so Friday there's no games.
The last game is the Thursday.
And then they pick up again the following Thursday.
Yeah.
So they take a full week off, and it is what it is. We'll have tons of college basketball during that time and NHL action as well. So always a little lull in the action. Team LeBron versus Team Giannis. Tickets as low as $1,292. Of course, if you can hold out for a few days after that, you can get into the Pistons-Bucks game for $14. But anyone headed to the Knicks-Cavs game? If you could shoot a selfie from there, with the whole crowd behind you, all 6 of you there, the whole half dozen, that would be awesome. So, love to see it.
That's 6 more than I thought there'd be.
Well, have a great day, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow.